Okay, everybody, so as you know, we recently took care of all that maintenance work on the garage doors. Just to recap, we did the hinges, the spring cables at the bottom brackets, the spring pulleys, the containment cables, and we also did the openers. We re-greased the rails, re-greased the gears, adjusted the chains, and especially greased the inner and outer trolleys. So what do you say, now that all the maintenance work has been done for a couple of days, we do another run video for you guys. I know some of you enjoy that, and I thought maybe you'd like to hear some of the differences, especially with how the openers sound with the maintenance work. You can always check out my earlier videos if you want to see the comparisons, but I can tell you for one thing that the trolleys especially, they sound a lot quieter than they used to. And maybe you guys like to hear that. So what we'll do is we'll do what we normally do in these kinds of videos. Let's head over to the first door, the one behind my car. And what we're going to do is we're going to run each door up and down like we always have. And then we're going to run all three doors up and all three doors down. And you can see how that sounds. For those of you who don't know, these are the LiftMaster 8365 openers, AC motor chain drives, which I love. And I should also say inside each opener are the Cree 60 watt equivalent LED bulbs. And 6 years later, they're still working very well. So that's great. All right, so what we're going to do is we have the remote control from the car, and we're going to start with door one being this one over here, and then 2, and then 3, like so. And so let's go ahead and, let's see, I'll stand maybe over here so you can see the lights come on. We'll go ahead and stand over here. Let's go ahead and run up door number 1. And I can tell you right now, I mean, maybe you noticed, but the chains clang nowhere much as they used to, and you can just hear that when the opener starts moving in general right away, there's a lot less clanging sound from the trolleys, especially since I greased them up, and the grease definitely helps quiet them down a significant amount. And you can see the spring right there. All right, now let's go ahead and close the door. Like especially at that moment there when it closes and hits the end, that is just so much quieter than it used to be. Really is great just to how much difference all that re-greasing and everything did. And you also heard the chain doesn't clang anywhere near as much as it used to. Now it does clang just a little bit, as you can tell at the start, but nowhere near as much as it used to. Now I don't mind the chain clanging just a little bit because I've mentioned before, I prefer the chains to be a tad loose than a tad tight. Just for the reason being, if the chain is too tight, what can happen is on top of the opener there where the sprocket gear is, there's a bushing. And if the chain is too tight, then that bushing can wear out. And then if it does, then you got to replace the entire gear and sprocket assembly, which I really obviously don't want to have to do. So let's just keep it the way it is. I very much love the way it sounds. All right, so we'll go over here. Let's see if we can get the second door from a good angle. I know last time I did this, the edge wasn't here, which made it a little bit easier, but we can make with what we got. This will probably do okay. All right, let's go ahead and go to door number 2. Very smooth operation. And again, just the motors themselves definitely sound different than they used to compared to before I did the work on it. And here we go. Here's the opener again. And the spring. Just fantastic operation all around. All right, so now we'll close the door. I guess we'll do it from this angle over here. Yeah, this should be good. Over here. There you go, perfect. All right, now let's close the door. Very nice. Again, much quieter at the end, probably because of the trolleys. Springs sound nice and quiet, as does the door itself. Very, very good. All right, so now we did these two doors. Let's go ahead and go to door number 3. I think this one in particular definitely has less chain clang and definitely quieter operation. So we'll look at, how can we do this? Hey, you know what, we'll go over here. Yeah, this should be good. All right, now let's go ahead and open up door number 3. Very, very good. Did notice a couple of sounds towards the end there, actually. Probably could just use a couple of sprays here and there, but I mean, overall, smooth operation. And the openers in particular, those are like the biggest things in them all. Definitely the biggest change since we first started doing these videos. And there it is. All right, now let's go ahead and close the door. Just fantastic all around. Springs, everything, doing great. Okay. All right, so now what we'll do now is let's go ahead and head on over to the door. And I'll do the best I can with the wall buttons. I'll try to hit all 3 at the same time. And just for more of a show, let's go ahead and turn off the lights. Just like that. I guess we'll face yeah, I think we'll face over towards this way, all right? And then what we'll do is I'll look towards the doors, towards the left as they're operating. So let me carefully go put my hand or fingers towards each of the 3 buttons, best I can. That should be good. All right, and here we go. Very smooth. Actually, I think for the first time I'm doing this video here, it's actually warm outside. Last time I did these videos, it was pretty cold out. I think it was November or something. So there's a little bit of a difference there. All right, now as a final thing, we will go ahead and close all 3 doors. Just about the same time, maybe I hit the buttons a tad different of each other. Kind of hard to do all 3 buttons at once with just one hand like that. But hey, there you guys go. So you can see the LiftMaster 8365 openers are doing a fantastic job still. So after 6 years, did the maintenance work on them, re-greased the gears. And as you saw, if you watched the videos, those gears were in fantastic condition for being 6 years old, which is awesome. They say about every 7 years you should re-grease them, but I mean, doing 6 years, 1 year earlier, especially with how much use this opener gets, I don't think that was a bad idea at all to do. Because as you saw, these things operate great, nice and quiet, and you can just see the smooth operation all around from these things. I am so glad we got these openers with this house, you know? Chain drives, metal trolleys, AC openers, couldn't be better. All right, well, there you guys go. So there was another run after maintenance of the LiftMaster openers, and hopefully you enjoyed this video. And if you did, share it around. I'm sure other people like to see it as well who enjoy garage door videos. Thank you very much for watching, and take care.